So write down on a piece of paper what you need to release, bury it in the earth, or set fire to it in a safe place and watch it burn down. Do a little song, do a little dance, read a little poem, write a little poem under the moon. Do some yoga stretches. Get out there in your cape. Paint your priestess point on your forehead. Light some candles under the moon. Lay on a blanket. Look up at the sky. Talk to what is spirit for you, and talk to your own spirit. I always say God, goddess, and when I write it, I write God/DESS. The reason I do that is because we have to understand that there is a masculine and a feminine side to source energy. And when it merges together, it really is not even masculine and feminine anymore. It just is. As God says in the Bible, I am. And that's really what it comes down to. I am. I am light. To be a witch is to be light. And it is not what people think it is. And as I said to my friend, it is my responsibility as a modern day witch to talk about the truth of what it means to be an empowered, embodied woman so that other women can be sparked. That's exactly what happened to me before I came to this place where I said, whoa, what's happening here? That feels so right. I want to be that kind of woman. I want to live in that way where I guide my life from my inner light and the connections that I have to God, goddess, and all that is. So create your own ritual for this moon. Expect things to be surfacing. Take it all in with a grain of salt. Do not let yourself become reactive to it. Just watch it, witness it, send it love. Whatever comes up for you, whatever comes up for other people. The only way we're going to shift all of this shadow work that's going to come to the surface now, where we have to really do the work and we have to really look at our old patterns, our old thoughts, our old relationships, our old ways of being in the world, is to look at them, to journal about them, to talk to source about them, and to do the work. We all want to be people who walk our talk. That's the most important thing that you could be in this lifetime. Not what you look like on the outside, but are you walking your talk? Not about what you're posting on social media. Are you walking the talk of what you're posting? This is how we make the shift to seeing each other, remembering each other, and being there for each other. So when you're doing this purging work, this shadow work, this dark night of the soul work, which is not a one-night job, it's a lifelong job, because healing is not a destination, it's a process that we love and embrace each day. I was talking to a sister friend, witch of mine, this morning, and one of the thoughts that we passed back and forth was this idea that we're always striving to get somewhere. Even within our own shadow work, we think, well, someday I will hopefully get over this particular part of my shadow. But the truth is that we do live within the cross of our divinity and our humanity, and we're always striving for the miracle. But we have to remember when we're standing under this blood moon that the miracle is now. You are a miracle now in your messy, hot mess, bloody, hot mess state. You are the miracle now. And when you feel that, you take that truth and you take it into your heart chakra and you let it radiate and sit there and you focus on it for more than 10 seconds. And you let it just keep radiating and emanating out. You will feel it cleansing and purifying your system. That I am worthy now. I am the miracle now. There is nothing like me going on now, even in my hot mess state. I know, like the moon, I am full in my lightness, in my light beingness, and I embrace all of it. The owl in this card represents the mystery. I had an owl fall into my pool once. I thought it was this little mole that had been jumping in there and getting out on his own. And I was sitting outside at a fire with my husband, and we heard this scurrying, and it was over very quickly, and we just thought it was the mole. He jumped in and out. Well, later we found out that this owl had landed in our pool and drowned. And at first I was devastated, thinking that we had sat there and done nothing to help this creature. I mean, I was devastated for a couple of weeks and really doing a lot of soul searching and talking to my guide and my spirits about it. And what I was told was, the owl died to teach you to learn to live the mystery. And that's truly what it's all about. This life is a mystery. We do not have all the answers. And even when we think we do, it's always going to shift and change. Somebody's going to say something. We're going to read something. Our guides are going to tell us something different. Something's going to happen in our life that's going to show us, oh, that's kind of not how it is or was or the way I used to think. And that is okay. The choices you make in this moment, you are making the best choice from the present moment. And you have to love yourself for that and applaud yourself and celebrate yourself every moment that you are doing that. Because it is a beautiful thing and a brave thing to be human. So remember, when you're standing under that moon and you're doing this shadow work and it's an ongoing process and you're honoring the mystery, that we are a mind, body, soul, emotion, which is part of our body system. And sometimes we will see a shift in one, maybe we are having repetitive thoughts about a breakup, okay, a relationship in our life, a friendship. And we're praying and working on a shift, and we may be thinking, why are these thoughts not going away? But you're noticing them, and you're saying every time it comes, you're sending it love, and you're sending the other person love, and you're sending release to it. But it's still repetitive. It's still repetitive. Keep doing the work, because sometimes you will see a shift somewhere else. Perhaps you'll see a shift in your body where maybe headaches or anxiety are starting to lessen, even though the thoughts are still there. Or maybe you'll see a shift in your emotions where you're able to, every time it comes up, you notice it, you acknowledge it, you send it love, you release it, and it goes away a lot quicker. It's not quite as obsessive as it used to be, or anxiety provoking like stomach cramps or something like that in the body. So keep in mind that sometimes things shift in one area of the mind, body, soul, emotion system quicker than it does in another, but pay attention. Be conscious, be aware. Awareness is the key to shifting what's going on. Awareness and sending it love and releasing it on a conscious level. You can do that by journaling. You can do it by just sending it thoughts of love. You can do it by meditation. You could do it by physical release through a physical process like yoga or all the other different type of hand movement processes, drumming, chanting, mudras, things like that. You have to find what works for you. So for me, it's artwork, releasing through painting. Find what works for you as a release agent and give yourself the grace and the space, the sacred grace and the sacred space to progress at your own pace. And notice when you're still stuck in doing the same thing on a continuous basis, and notice when you're making small shifts. Every time you notice, you move toward progression. I think that's enough for today. If anyone would be interested in a personal oracle card reading, and I do use Reiki to do that, a lot of guidance comes through regarding any soul path question you might have, or a Reiki energy session, which also I send you the symbols, and it does shift everything in your mind, body, soul, emotion system. You will feel a shift after a Reiki energy session. Combination of both of them is pure magic. And you can read some testimonials from some of my clients on my webpage, which is in my link. It's dreamalittle.reiki.wixsite.com. And I also have a lot of energy work, and I sell my oracle cards, if you're interested in them, in my Etsy shop, dreamalittle.designs.etsy.com. Blessings, everyone. Remember your light. Tune into your light. That's the most important practice you could do every day. And then send it out into the world and expect it to create a global shift, because it will. We're all remembering that this earth is changing, and we are now going to become more crystalline light beings. And that is a most beautiful thing that we get to share together. Blessings, blessings, blessings.